Have you ever wondered what occurs in those profound moments when two spiritually awakened beings cross paths? What invisible forces dance between them? What ancient recognition sparks to life? And how does the universe itself respond to such a sacred encounter? Today we're going to explore one of the most extraordinary phenomena in spiritual evolution, the meeting of two awakened souls. This isn't just about romantic love, though that can certainly be part of it. This is about something far deeper, more ancient, and infinitely more powerful. It's about recognition that transcends time, connection that defies logic, and transformation that happens in an instant, yet echoes through eternity. If you've ever felt that inexplicable pull towards someone you've just met, that sense of coming home to a stranger, or that overwhelming feeling that you've known someone forever, then this message is specifically crafted for your soul. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share will illuminate experiences you may have had but never fully understood. If you feel drawn to this spiritual vibration, subscribe and activate notifications. Leave in the comments, "I'm ready to evolve spiritually." The renowned psychiatrist and regression therapist Brian Weiss has spent decades exploring the mysteries of past lives and soul connections. Through his groundbreaking work, he has documented countless cases of souls recognizing each other across lifetimes, meeting again and again in different forms, different relationships, and different purposes. His research reveals that when two awakened souls meet, they are not meeting for the first time, they are remembering. According to Weiss and ancient spiritual wisdom traditions, our souls travel in groups. These soul families, or soul clusters, consist of beings who have agreed to journey together through multiple lifetimes, learning, growing, and evolving as a collective. Some souls in these groups serve as teachers, others as students, some as lovers, others as friends, family members, or even adversaries who provide the friction necessary for growth. But what distinguishes the meeting of two awakened souls from ordinary encounters is the level of consciousness both beings bring to the moment. When someone is spiritually awakened, they have developed awareness beyond the ego, beyond the physical realm, beyond the illusions that keep most people trapped in unconscious patterns. They recognize the eternal nature of their being and operate from a place of higher wisdom and compassion. When two such evolved beings encounter each other, something magical happens. It's as if the universe pauses, takes notice, and begins orchestrating events in ways that seem almost impossible to explain through conventional logic. The first sign that two awakened souls have met is instant recognition. This isn't the surface-level attraction that happens between two people who find each other physically appealing. This is a soul-deep knowing that reaches beyond the mind's ability to comprehend. There's often a moment of startling clarity, where both individuals feel they're looking into the eyes of someone they've known forever. This recognition can be gentle, like a warm embrace from an old friend, or it can be earth-shattering, like lightning striking the heart. Many people describe it as a homecoming, not to a place but to a state of being. The ego mind scrambles to make sense of this feeling, often creating stories about why this person seems so familiar, but the soul simply knows. One of the most fascinating aspects of this recognition is how it transcends physical appearance, age, gender, or cultural background. The soul recognizes the essence, the energetic signature of its companion. A 90-year-old woman might recognize her soulmate in a 25-year-old man and understand completely that their connection has nothing to do with conventional relationship categories and everything to do with spiritual purpose. Share in the comments an experience where you felt the presence of spiritual mentors or an inner transformation. But recognition is just the beginning. When awakened souls meet, they often trigger profound healing in each other. This happens because awakened beings carry certain frequencies, certain energetic signatures that activate dormant aspects of consciousness in others. It's similar to how a tuning fork, when struck, causes another tuning fork of the same frequency to vibrate in resonance. The healing that occurs between awakened souls isn't always comfortable. In fact, it's often the opposite. Because these souls have committed to growth and evolution, their meeting will bring to the surface everything that needs to be healed, released, or transformed. Old wounds rise up to be cleansed, limiting belief surface to be examined and dissolved. Patterns that no longer serve are illuminated so they can be consciously changed. This process can feel intense, even overwhelming at times. It's not unusual for people to experience what spiritual teachers call a healing crisis when they encounter their soul family members. Emotions may run high, unexpected memories might surface, and life circumstances might shift dramatically. But this isn't chaos. It's divine order. It's the universe providing exactly what each soul needs for its next level of evolution. The healing that occurs between awakened souls is mutual. Neither person is the healer and the other the patient. Instead, they serve as mirrors for each other, reflecting back both the light and the shadow aspects that need attention. Through their interaction, they help each other remember who they truly are, beneath all the conditioning and programming they've accumulated over lifetimes. Many awakened souls report experiencing accelerated spiritual growth after meeting someone from their soul family. Psychic abilities may strengthen, intuition may become clearer, and their connection to higher guidance may deepen significantly. This acceleration happens because they're no longer walking the path alone. They have a companion who understands the journey and can offer support, encouragement, and sometimes necessary challenges. The transformation that occurs when two awakened souls meet extends far beyond the individuals themselves. These meetings often serve a larger purpose in the cosmic plan. Together, these souls may be called to some form of service, creating healing centers, writing books, developing new therapeutic modalities, raising conscious children, or simply being beacons of light in their communities. Sometimes the purpose is more subtle. Their love, their harmony, their commitment to growth creates a field of positive energy that affects everyone around them. Family members heal. Friends find inspiration. Strangers are touched by their presence. They become what spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle calls frequency holders, beings who anchor higher consciousness on the planet simply by being who they are. If this message touched your soul, leave a like so more consciousnesses can awaken to the light. The dynamics between awakened souls also differ significantly from conventional relationships. Because both individuals are committed to truth, authenticity, and growth, their communication tends to be remarkably honest and direct. There's less game playing, less manipulation, less unconscious drama. Instead, there's a quality of presence, of really seeing and being seen, that creates profound intimacy. This doesn't mean these relationships are always easy. In fact, they can be more challenging than conventional relationships because the stakes are higher. When you're dealing with someone who mirrors back all your unconscious patterns, who calls you to your highest potential, who won't settle for anything less than your authentic self, you can't hide behind the usual defenses and personas that work in other relationships. Many people find that when they encounter someone from their soul family, their tolerance for superficiality decreases dramatically. Small talk feels almost painful. Surface-level interactions lose their appeal. There's a hunger for depth, for meaning, for connection that touches the eternal aspects of being. The sexual and romantic aspects of awakened soul connections also carry a different quality. Physical intimacy becomes a spiritual practice, a form of meditation, a way of communing with the divine through each other. The connection transcends the purely physical and becomes a merging of souls, a recognition of the divine in each other. But not all soul family meetings involve romantic love. Some of the most powerful connections are between souls who have agreed to serve as teacher and student, parent and child, or spiritual companions. The love between such souls can be just as profound as romantic love, but it expresses itself through different channels. Brian Weiss often speaks about soul contracts, agreements made between souls before incarnation about how they will meet, what they will learn from each other, and what service they will perform together. When two awakened souls meet and recognize each other, they are essentially remembering these ancient agreements and preparing to fulfill their mutual destiny. Write in the comments, "Today I free myself from old patterns and welcome the light of spiritual renewal." The timing of these meetings is never accidental. Awakened souls tend to find each other when both are ready for the next phase of their evolution. This might be after one or both have completed significant healing work, after they've developed enough spiritual maturity to handle the intensity of the connection, or when the world needs what their combined energy can offer. Sometimes these meetings happen early in life, and the souls grow up together, supporting each other's development from childhood. Other times the meeting doesn't occur until both souls have lived through significant life experiences, perhaps marriages to other people, careers in different fields, or entirely separate spiritual paths. The timing is always perfect even when it doesn't seem that way to the human mind. One of the most beautiful aspects of awakened soul connections is how they seem to exist outside normal time constraints. These souls might meet for a brief encounter that lasts only hours or days, yet the impact reverberates through both their lives for decades. Or they might spend years together, so deeply intertwined that they function almost as one consciousness, exploring life through two bodies. The intensity of connection between awakened souls can also create challenges. Because the bond is so strong, so immediate, and so deep, it can be difficult to maintain healthy boundaries. Some souls become so merged that they lose their individual identity, which actually serves no one's highest good. Part of the lesson for awakened souls is learning how to maintain deep connection while honoring their individual paths and purposes. There's also the challenge of integration. When you've experienced the profound recognition and connection possible with another awakened soul, it can be difficult to engage authentically with people who are operating from a very different level of consciousness. This can create feelings of isolation or alienation from family, friends, or colleagues who don't understand or relate to this depth of spiritual experience. Thank gratitude to the higher plan by leaving your like as a sign of connection and gratitude for this message received. Awakened souls who have found each other often become bridges between different worlds, the spiritual and the material, the conscious and the unconscious, the ancient wisdom and modern life. Their relationship serves as a demonstration of what's possible when human beings operate from their highest potential. They show others that profound love, authentic communication, and spiritual partnership are not just ideals but lived realities. The psychic and energetic connection between awakened souls is often remarkably strong. They may experience telepathic communication, shared dreams, simultaneous insights, or the ability to sense each other's emotional and physical states across great distances. These phenomena, which might seem impossible or magical to those who haven't experienced them, are simply natural expressions of the deep soul bond between awakened beings. Many awakened souls report that their meeting triggered a remembering of their larger spiritual mission. Together, they recall not just their personal history across lifetimes, but their role in the greater cosmic evolution of consciousness. They might remember serving together as healers in ancient temples, as spiritual teachers in mystery schools, or as guardians of sacred wisdom during dark periods of human history. This remembering often comes with a sense of urgency about their current incarnation. They understand that they've come together not just for personal healing and growth, but to serve the collective awakening of humanity. Their love becomes a force for healing not just themselves, but the world around them. The children born to awakened soul partners often carry particularly high frequencies of consciousness. These children seem to arrive on Earth already spiritually evolved, requiring different kinds of parenting and education than conventional approaches provide. They often serve as teachers to their own parents, helping to anchor even higher levels of consciousness on the planet. But perhaps the most profound aspect of awakened soul meetings is how they dissolve the illusion of separation. In recognizing each other so completely, these souls remember that all consciousness is ultimately one. Their personal love becomes a gateway to universal love. Their individual healing contributes to collective healing. Their private spiritual practice becomes service to the whole. As their connection deepens, awakened souls often find themselves naturally moving beyond the ego-driven desires that motivate most human relationships. Instead of asking, "What can this person do for me?" they ask, "How can we serve together? How can our love contribute to the healing of the world? How can our union become a blessing for all life?" Comment: I align with the purposes of good and continue firm on my journey of elevation. This shift from personal to transpersonal love is one of the hallmarks of true soul union. The relationship becomes a spiritual practice, a form of service, a way of anchoring divine love in physical form. The partners support each other, not just in personal happiness, but in fulfilling their highest spiritual potential. The challenges faced by awakened souls in relationship are often related to this very transcendence of ordinary human motivations. Society, family, and friends may not understand why they make certain choices or why their priorities seem so different from conventional values. They may face criticism for being too spiritual, unrealistic, or idealistic. Learning to navigate the world while maintaining their spiritual focus and connection becomes part of their shared spiritual practice. They must find ways to honor both their transcendent love and their human needs, their cosmic purpose and their earthly responsibilities. Many awakened soul partnerships go through cycles of coming together and separating, not because their love diminishes, but because their individual growth sometimes requires different experiences or geographical locations. Unlike conventional relationships, these separations are often guided by spiritual wisdom rather than emotional reactivity. They trust that if they're meant to be together, they will be, and if they're meant to serve separately for a time, that too serves the highest good. The unconditional love that awakened souls develop for each other often becomes a template for how they love everyone else. Having experienced such profound acceptance and recognition, they become capable of seeing the divine spark in all beings, even those who are unconscious or difficult to love. Their relationship becomes a training ground for universal compassion. When awakened souls meet, they also often experience a profound healing of their relationship to the divine. Through loving each other so completely, they remember what it feels like to be loved unconditionally by the universe itself. Their human love becomes a mirror, reflecting the infinite love that is their true source and nature. The journey of awakened souls together isn't always smooth or easy, but it is always meaningful. Every challenge they face together becomes an opportunity for deeper understanding, greater compassion, and more refined love. Every joy they share amplifies the light they bring to the world. As we near the end of our exploration, it's important to understand that not everyone will experience the meeting of awakened souls in this lifetime. Some souls are here to awaken individually first, developing their own spiritual maturity before they're ready for such profound connection. Others may be serving in ways that require them to work alone or with many different souls rather than one primary partner. There's no hierarchy in spiritual evolution. The soul who awakens alone is no less valuable than the souls who awaken together. The single person dedicating their life to service is no less important than the couple raising conscious children. Each soul's path is perfect for their particular evolution and contribution to the whole. But for those who do experience the meeting of awakened souls, whether as romantic partners, spiritual friends, or family members, the gift is extraordinary. It's a reminder that we are not alone in our spiritual journey, that love beyond imagination is possible, and that our deepest connections transcend the boundaries of a single lifetime. The meeting of awakened souls serves as a beacon of hope for all humanity. It demonstrates that profound love, authentic communication, spiritual partnership, and divine service are not just spiritual concepts but lived realities. When people witness such connections, it awakens their own longing for authentic love and inspires them to develop their own spiritual awareness. Right. I accept this spiritual guidance and move forward with courage and faith. Continue expanding your consciousness with the recommended videos. In conclusion, when two awakened souls meet, they create a ripple effect that extends far beyond their personal experience. They heal not just themselves but their family lineages. They raise not just their own consciousness, but contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. They love not just each other, but serve as channels for universal love to flow into the world. Their meeting is both a gift and a responsibility, a gift of profound connection and recognition, and a responsibility